All right, kiddos, so now let's talk about some weather instruments or tools that meteorologists use. You already know about a thermometer, so we're not going to talk about a thermometer. But first I want to talk about is a compass, because it will help us figure out the direction that the wind is blowing. So we have a compass here. What's cool about a compass is that wherever you are facing, it will turn and orient and show you what you're facing. So I'm facing in this direction, so it is northeast where that bubble is. But if I turn my body, you will see the compass start to change and point where I am facing. So the S represents south. So now I am facing south. If I were to turn more this way, it's going to change. And look, now I'm starting to face more west. And then let's try and find north. Now I am facing north. And the reason I bring up the compass because we're going to talk about a wind vane. So we have a wind vane, and what's cool about it is when there's a breeze, like there kind of is now, it will start to move and point in the direction that the wind is blowing. Thankfully, it's a windy day. So the arrow on the wind vane will point in the direction that the wind is coming from. It could be north, south, east, or west. But make sure that the arrow is pointed, and then you're going to have to line up where your compass is in order to figure out the direction that the wind. So it looks like the wind, it has stopped moving and it's facing this direction. So what I'm going to do is, oh, it's moving. All right, let's wait, let's give it a little time. Let's see, this is cool. This is science happening. This is wind happening right now. All right, I'm gonna just have to figure out, because I'm using one hand and one hand to film, I'm going to have to put the wind vane down so I can use my compass. But in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So now I can see what direction the wind is facing. And it was facing kind of over here. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my compass to position, let's see. All right. The wind was blowing in a north-northeast direction. Let's see if we can do it again. Let's see what happens. It's moving. It's more north right now. Oh, it's moving east. All right, because if I go over there, if I turn my body, it's northeast. If it was blowing over here, the wind would be in the east position. Now there's one more weather instrument that I want to introduce. I'm going to bend down and pick it up. It's called a rain gauge. Now what's cool about this is I've colored the water red so that you can better see. So what you do is you would stick it into the ground. Right? Let's just pretend this is ground. And then what this rain gauge does is measure how much water or rain precipitation fell during a given amount of time. So if I put this in the ground right before I went to bed, and then I woke up in the morning and I came out and there was this much water in, I would see from 10 p.m. to 8 a.m. when I woke up, I could see that we got about 2.5 inches of rain overnight. So the rain gauge measures how much rain has fallen in a given amount of time. The rain will fall inside the gauge, and then we can determine or measure the amount of rain that has fallen. So we have our compass, our wind vane, and our rain gauge. Those are 3 tools that meteorologists will use when studying the weather.